You tell your child it's time to leave the playground, and suddenly they drop to the ground in a screaming, inconsolable panic. During these outbursts, your child's rake hemisphere, the center of big emotions and bodily sensations, is completely flooded. Trying to use logic, reasoning, or strict discipline in this exact moment will not work. To resolve this, Dr. Daniel J. Siegel and Dr. Payne Bryson developed a targeted intervention for parents called the Name It to Tame It storybook. Step by step, we are going to show you how to use basic printer paper and household items to build a custom book that helps your child directly process their specific fears. Having this concrete tool ready replaces the helplessness of surviving a tantrum with a clear strategy. You actively help your child integrate their brain and return to a state of calm. Let's begin building the book. Grab a few sheets of blank paper and a pen, or open a new document on your laptop. Step 1 is selection. You need to pick one single trigger event to focus your story on. This could be a recent fall at the playground or an upcoming event like the first day of school. Do not try to address multiple behavioral issues, sibling rivalries, and unrelated fears all in the same book. The story needs a tight focus to be effective. Step 2 is drafting the left brain facts. This means writing out a literal, chronological timeline of the event you chose. Keep the sentence structure strictly focused on the who, what, when, and where. For example, today is Monday. JP ate his breakfast. Then Mom drove him to his new preschool. Establishing this dry, factual timeline first is essential. It provides the structural scaffolding your child's brain requires before they can safely explore their chaotic emotions. With your timeline established, you can now address the child's internal emotional world. Step 3 requires you to explicitly write the child's actual uncomfortable feelings into the narrative. As a parent, your first instinct might be to protect your child by glossing over negative emotions or writing the story so that everything about the event was happy and fine. Avoid doing this. This illustration from the Whole Brain Child workbook shows why ignoring fear fails. In the bottom left panel, unvalidated feelings build into an overwhelming wave. In the bottom right panel, we fix this by combining left brain words with right brain feelings. Naming these dark, scary emotions directly on the page provides a container for the child's distress, which immediately disarms their internal sense of panic. Now we move from writing the text to finalizing the physical book. Step 4 is writing the mastery ending. This is where you write a concrete coping strategy into the conclusion of the story. For example, you can write, if JP feels sad at school, he can look at the temporary tattoo on his arm to remember that Mom will come back to pick him up. This comic panel demonstrates the result. By applying a clear resolution to the story, the child gains empowerment, confidently surfing her emotional wave. For Step 5, illustrating the book, you don't need to draw a professional comic strip like this one. Simple stick figures work perfectly. Alternatively, you can drop smartphone photos of the actual classrooms or playgrounds right into your document. Print out the pages and staple them together. By binding the pages, you turn a scary, abstract memory into a tangible, physical object that your child can hold in their hands and control. Later that evening, sit down in a quiet room and read the newly assembled book with your child. This is the core equation. By giving your child the left brain words to understand their right brain feelings, you achieve mind integration. The chaos and screaming from the playground is replaced by a calm, connected moment where the child feels entirely understood. Keep the book accessible and read it together as often as your child requests it. Repetition reinforces the brain integration. As your child grows older, you can invite them to actively participate in drawing the stick figures and writing their own Name It to Tame It books to handle future anxieties. Building this simple storybook solves the meltdown in the short term and actively